Y'all, I just cannot get over the sunflower plant. Like, it's just a standard yellow sunflower, but the amount of blooms, so beautiful. And the bees and all the things love it. And these are not as open and beautiful as they were, but this rust orange color is just like stunning. All the different colors. So awesome. Hey y'all, welcome to the family that reads a lot. Um, so I've been doing really good about not bringing books into the house, not purchasing books, all of that, because we had multiple large piles that we needed to read or get through or whatever, and just utilizing the library, not really having a book budget. Um, However, the other day, Thrift Books sent me like a notice that said I had double points available and that I had a free book available, I guess, that I don't know if it was going to expire or something. But anyway, I decided to go in and make an order. And I'm not like mad about, okay, words. It doesn't bother me that I went and spent money on books because honestly, for the amount of books I got, I'm very happy with what I spent. I bought 8 books and spent less than $60, I think, by the time I got all my free books and everything else. And some of these, I always do make a purchase during the summer because some of these are for next year's homeschool. Some of these are for summer reading. So it is what it is. Let's go ahead and dive into the books. I only got one book for myself, so there's that. So at least I could say I was being unselfish. I ordered Off the Chain by Janice Thompson. This is a cozy mystery. It is a, I guess you'd say, Christian cozy mystery. I've been reading a lot of Christian suspense and wanted some kind of like easy reading, cozy stuff for the summer. So I got this. It's about a vet in the town of Brenham, which I'm in Texas, Brenham's in Texas, so it just kind of made sense to read it. So got that. It was recommended on some videos that I saw. Now, I guess I'll jump into the school books. We'll sort it by that. The first one is For Which We Stand. My son is going into 7th grade, so I'm doing kind of a government light course for him. Like, this is not high school government by any means, but it's familiarizing him with all the different parts, pieces, etc. of government. He knows the basics, right? Because he lives here and has been through elections and stuff like that. So he understands part of how the system works. But this gets into more of the details. I found this at the library last year and was super impressed with it. So this is written by Jeff Foster. I believe he's a teacher. Yeah, a teacher that used to teach government and wrote this book. It is very well laid out. It is informative enough, but not like painful on the amount of information given. It is not biased with one party or the other or anything overly biased that I saw. It is what is like, so the chapters are like, what is government anyway? It breaks down how the government was set up. What does the government look like? The branches, checks and balances, parties. How does the government work in the community? City government, state government, county government. How do you run for political office? What the different political offices look like, past presidents, all that. How does voting work? Presidential elections, midterm elections, special elections, stuff like that that you don't naturally pick up. What's a swing state? What does majority versus electoral college, like things like that. what does the president do? So powers of the presidency, what happens in Congress, basically, what does Congress do? Powers of Congress, committees, how a bill becomes a law. What is the Supreme Court? Who else works in the government? The cabinet, leadership of Congress. Like, I was just really impressed. And it's written in a way that is interesting, but not overly busy, because some of the more recent books I found are kind of overly busy with the pages. And this one has that, I call it like a journal feel, where it's different stuff written and facts and this and that, like you have your little things pointed out. But some of those can get overly busy and get to where it's hard to actually focus in on what you're trying to learn. So we're going to break this down. We're actually going to spend about 8 or 9 weeks in this book, breaking it down and going more in depth on the parts of the government. So there's that. And then the other book that I got for him, I've been looking for inspirational books because he really enjoys those. He did Soul Surfer this year, and there was another one that he really loved. Oh, No Barriers, which is about a blind man that rafted the Grand Canyon. So this is one of the books he's going to be reading. This is Shaken by Tim Tebow, Fighting to Stand Strong No Matter What Comes Your Way. I've heard really good things about this book. This is the young readers edition. So there's like an adult edition and a kids edition of this book. This is the kids edition. But it's not like for little kids. It's definitely a chapter book, but it just probably keeps the content a little different. I haven't read it, but like I said, saw a lot of good things on it. I'll probably read it before he's assigned it. But this is one of the inspirational books he's going to read. Okay. So, this is actually for school too. The other inspirational book he's going to read is Jessica Watson, True Spirit, the true story of a 16-year-old Australian who sailed solo, nonstop, and unassisted around the world. This is a pretty thick book. It's all written as basically journal entries. I think in the beginning, it's like a normal chapter, but then after that, it goes to like journal entries about her trip. But what I thought was cool, there's also links in here that you scan with your phone to YouTube videos. I'm assuming that she shot. Let's see. Well, yeah, duh, if she's by herself, right? But so it's YouTube videos that go along with the story. And there's not like tons of them, but there's a good amount in here. I mean, flipping through, I can see at least 10 or 15, I think. And then it's got some good pictures and different things of her journey and her boat and all of that kind of stuff, and talks about different struggles she went through. And so I just thought that this would be a good, like, inspirational story of people doing big things. He loves the water. He loves anything to do with sea life and stuff like that. So I'm hoping he enjoys this one. Like I said, it's a big book. It's 323 pages. But I think it's totally going to be worth it. Now, on to the like fun books. So really, I went on Thrift Books to get the 3 school books. And that was, I think, how I figured out I had the credits. Maybe it wasn't an email. Maybe I went on there. But then I was like, okay, I'm already here. So this was, I think, the most expensive book that I got. And I want to say it was like $12. But I think on Amazon, this is like $17, $18. It's, I think, because of the video links and all the things, it's a more expensive book. And then probably For Which We Stand was one of the other more expensive ones, because it was, I think it's almost $20 on Amazon, and it was maybe $8 or $12, same thing. Like, from Thrift Books, I consider that kind of expensive. Most of this other stuff was like around the $5 to $10 range. So the first one I got was City Spies, and this is a James Ponti novel. So I actually read this before, and then myself and my son have read Dead City by James Ponti and really enjoyed that. I want my daughter to try this one for sure, and my son, I think. I think they're going to find them super fun. It's kids who are, they call them the city spies because they're named after, or like their code name is named after towns. So this one is about Brooklyn. There's another one named, um, oh, I can't remember, but they're fun names. I'm trying to think of some of the other names. Rio is one of them. And then like their handler or the person who deals with them, Paris is another one. Their handler is called Mother. Um, he is a spy himself. And so they end up in all kind of stuff. I think I've read through book 3, but I know there's more than that. Um, I enjoyed the first couple. After that, it gets a little formulaic as an adult, but I think the kids will enjoy it. So got that one. And then the other 3 I actually saw, I know at least 2 of these I saw recommended on a channel that I've been watching. It's called Lindsay from Books for Christian Girls. She has a blog where and she has a Goodreads, where she goes through content of different books and gives you content breakdowns so that you know what's in them. And she doesn't recommend anything that has any negative content in it, anything like that. It's mostly Christian fiction. She does do in her videos some like secular fiction. I think she calls it just clean fiction. Um, but it's always nice to have a book that I can just hand to my kids. I do a lot of pre-reading, a lot of pre-Googling and checking on books that they read because honestly, y'all, the world of middle grades, and especially as my son is like bouncing on that level between middle grades and YA, there's a lot of crap out there and crap that I don't want my kids to read. There are a lot of negative things out there and a lot of very not age appropriate things, especially for my daughter who is 9 but reading middle grades. So she should be reading middle grades, like that's who that's designed for. But we've talked about this before. Middle grades is very, I think of it as open ended. I think technically it's supposed to be for like 4th grade through 10th grade, essentially. So maybe 8 through 14, something like that. But that's a big age gap, right? And then a lot of the stuff that is considered middle grades, honestly, I consider YA. Maybe you can call it upper middle grades, intro to high school, whatever, but it has stuff in it that I don't need my 9-year-old reading. So it's nice to have a source. So I've always used, I'll use Goodreads some, I'll use Amazon reviews. I used to use Common Sense Media, but now they, like you only have so many views a month or whatever. I think maybe 5, maybe less for free. And then they want you to sign up. I used to use them almost exclusively because they had reviews by kids and reviews by adults for movies and books and all the things. But I'm not going to pay for book reviews, right? So I've been watching her channel because she does a lot of the same thing. And so I know that these are books that I can just hand to my kids and not have to go through them and worry about content and everything else. So for my daughter exclusively, I got this one, which is The Camp Club Girls. This is a series. Think of it as Babysitter's Club, but with not better content, but more appropriate content because there's some things in babysitter clubs that I don't love. Just the attitude of the girls and things like that. So this is actually a 3-book like bind up, I guess is what they call it. This is the first 3 books in the series. So it's The Mystery at Discovery Lake, Sydney's DC Discovery, and Mackenzie's Montana Mystery. So she's actually read the first one of this. I'll talk about this in my next reading wrap up, but she's thoroughly enjoying these. So they're a lot of fun. They're not super long. I think the first book was 136 pages, and it's decently large type. So these are short, easy, quick, fun reads, but something fun for summer that she can just sit and enjoy. Like I said, and I don't have to worry about what's in it. The next one, I don't remember if this was on her channel or not, but I saw it somewhere. It's Swift, the Flight and Flame trilogy. So this is Christian fiction. I want to say it's middle grades mostly. To save her people, a wingless girl must learn to fly. She's a pisky girl without wings and raised underground. She yearns for flight almost as much as she misses her long lost mother, but the world outside the delve is full of danger, and her dreams seem hopeless until she meets a mysterious fairy who makes her an enticing offer. If Ivy helps him escape the delve's dungeon, he'll teach her how to fly. Um, so it sounded really interesting. My kids love the movie Epic, I think is the movie. Is that right? I think it's Epic. It's not the one with the blue people in it. That's another movie. I think Epic is right. It's the one where basically the dad is obsessed because he thinks the forest is full of tiny people. The daughter ends up having to come live with them after her mother passes away, and she ends up accidentally getting shrunken down into one of these tiny people. And so it's super, super interesting. And this reminded me a lot of that. I don't know all the details of it, but it sounded fun and interesting. And both my kids read the back of it and are like, yeah, I'll read that. This one is for both kids, but I think the first one to read it will be my son. It's The Inkwell Chronicles, The Ink of Elspeth by J.D. Peabody. I didn't say who this is by because it's covered up with a sticker. That's the only thing with thrift books is sometimes there's stickers and stuff on the outside of the books. I don't love that part. This is by R.J. Anderson. So this is the Inkwell Chronicles. This is book one. I know there's quite a few of them, but it says 11-year-old Everett wishes he were as brave as the characters in the comic books his dad draws. That's right. So this is based on, basically there's a magic pen, and what it writes or draws, I don't remember one way or the other, but the pen brings things to life essentially. So my daughter read the beginning and was like, that sounds like Harold and the Purple Crayon. And I was like, yeah, it does. I think they're a little bit older, obviously, and the idea is a little different. But let's see. Does it say if it's write or draw? In the right hands, its magical ink can create anything imaginable. So it says create. So I'm not sure if it's writing or drawing, but that's the theory of it, is that it's magic. It's magic and it creates whatever you do. So anyway, both of my kids thought that this would be interesting. So just some fun, easy books for summer, stuff that, like I said, I don't have to think about. I don't have to check on. We're pulling more off of our bookshelves right now because we go to the library less in the summer, honestly, because it's crowded. We are homeschoolers, so we are used to going to a fairly empty library on a Tuesday at 1 o'clock or something, versus in the summertime the library is very crowded and very loud, and there's a lot less books on the shelves. For anybody keeping tabs, our library is still broken. We still have no system. We still have no card catalog. We still have no accounts or anything else. We can check stuff out all we want, but we have no idea what's in our checkout log or when it's due back, besides having the piece of paper that they give you. They had said they would have it hopefully up and running by summer, but summer's here and it's not up and running. So between all of those things, we've been pulling off our shelves. So it's nice to have some stuff here for the kids to read. Like I've said before, try not to take too many library books on camping trips and things like that, because water and rain and stuff happens, right? So that is a thrift books haul. I hopefully will not be doing one in the near future, but there are a few more books that I'd like to pick up potentially for school next year and just for fun reading and stuff like that. A lot of the Christian fiction are not available at our libraries, which to me is sad. because I'm fine with secular fiction and all that, but I would like to see some of these there. I guess maybe they're not as sought after, or as the publishers are not pushing them out to libraries as hard. Um, but so it's these are harder to pick up. If I could search our card catalog, they're potentially somewhere within our system, but that is what it is. So overall, yeah, good haul. Hope y'all are having a good summer. Hope y'all are having a lot of fun. We have some trips coming up, some fun things. I hope to bring y'all some videos of all that. And until next time, y'all go read a lot.